I have introduced one model. This model is known as linear model. In this linear model, beta naught, beta 1, beta 2. These are the parameters. As I told you, the population characteristics are known as parameters. So in this model, these are the population characteristics. Beta naught, beta 1 and beta 2. Our objective is to estimate these parameters with the help of sample. X1 is the first predictor, this is variable. The X2 is the second predictor, Y is the response, E is the epsilon or the random factor into the model. X1 and X2, suppose X1 is the age of car, X2 is the condition of car, and we are interested to predict the price of car. So I am describing three variables here. One variable is Y, which is the price of car. X1 is the age of car, is a second-hand car, and X2 is the condition of car. Condition, I have 10 out of 10 is an excellent condition. I have 2 out of 10 is a poor condition. The age is 5-year or 2-year car is a 5-year car. And this is the price, some numbers I have here. This data is the sample data. Suppose I have the data of 100 cars. So this is my sample. With the help of this sample data, I have to estimate these parameters, beta naught, beta 1, beta 2. These parameters can be estimated by the procedure of estimation. The estimation of parameter is a technique by which we can find out the approximate values of population parameters using the sample data. This is the summary of this model. How we will build this model, I'm not going to explain the each and every step of building this model. This model is known as linear regression model or linear model. I can say that. This model is one of the powerful machine learning model and is generally used. We can increase the number of predictors, X3, X4, X5. The number of predictors can be exceeded. And the degree of the model will also be increased. Suppose it's a quadratic model or the cubic model. So there is a variety of machine learning model we may apply for a specific situation.
Sir, one question.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Discussion will be about SPSS. SPSS stands for Package for Social Sciences and is a product of IBM. Software is a licensed software. It is not a open source. Is not a free of cost. You have to, if you are using in a company, then you have to use a licensed version. Otherwise, for practice purposes, we may have a trial versions. I will give you an access to the trial version too. You can download the software from that link and then use it for the purpose of trial and testing basis. Acha, in this presentation, this is second presentation, there are two major segments. One segment is introduction to the software and second one is a implementation of descriptive measure in that software. So both things are to be interconnected. I am not describing the entire chapter of location by calculator. I am just describing the chapter of measure of location or the measure of central tendency by just software. Software, I'm just going to start the software, then describe the further things from there. This is the initial screen. You can see the two options here. One is open an existing data source. These are the available data files. So you can open any of the existing file if you are working on that earlier. Another option is you can create your data file by scratch. Means your data file is not currently available and you have to type the data into your file right now. We will introduce these two segments. Then before introducing these two segments, I am going to describe the overall screen. The two views we have, one is called data view, other is called variable view. In the data view, entire spreadsheet of the data is there. In the variable view, all the variable in my data file will be described here. This is called metadata. Metadata means we have to define the data about the data, metadata. The metadata will be here in the variable view. How to start by a new file? Suppose I am introducing your ERP number. Your ERP number, I am assuming your ERP number as a string or a nominal.
नॉमिनल होगा सर.
सर नंबर होता है.
It should be string or nominal because we cannot compare the two ERP numbers by some relational operators. So we should keep ERP number as a string. And measurement scale is already defined here by SPSS directly. It is nominal. So the three balloon symbol indicating the nominal scale, and other option is the ordinal scale for this string. Second variable is the name of the student, is again a string, and the size I am taking as 25. As I took is a string, this will automatically be changed to the nominal. Now the third variable, I just want to keep some quantitative variable like height is a number and scale. Now I have the third option. The third option is what? Either I can put scale or ordinal or nominal. So I'm just taking height as scale, weight as scale. No, is numeric and is again scale. I'm just putting one interesting variable here. This is gender or the sex. Sex is a qualitative variable, but I am keeping it as numeric variable with the 0 decimal places and size 1. Because I want to define this gender variable as a coding variable. So I am just keeping it as code. Numeric 1, I am defining the first time values here. You just click the value option, and on this button you have to define the values. You can have any number you can use for male and female. I am defining 1 for male, press add, and 2 for female, and press add. This is the first time whenever we are defining values. Values means these are the codes. Code 1 is used for, is this a nominal variable or a ordinal variable? Which measurement scale should I choose?
नॉमिनल सर.
सर नॉमिनल.
It is nominal because we cannot say that the male are superior as compared to the female. In the same way, you can define the other variable. I am not just going to define multiple variable here, but some data I am just typing here 4532. Name is Amjad. Height is 5.25. And the weight is 125 and so on. Sex is 1. 1 means the male. Similarly, you have to type other variable. These rows are called cases. So cases are what? Cases are the rows. The first student is the case 1, the second student, the case 2, the third student, the case 3, and so on. And the columns are known as attributes or variable. So attributes are column, or other name for the columns are variable. In database terminology, it is called fields. Columns are called fields in database terminology. Or in database terminology, cases are called records. And in Excel terminology, cases are called rows. So these are the different terms which we use for different software, but in SPSS, specific term is cases or variables. These are the two specific terms for columns and rows we have here. One thing is interesting, that is to use this button, value label. Value label is a button which is used for, you can see, is a string or code number. You can check, it is code 1 for male. If I am defining a female here, so I am just putting code 2 female. 1, 2, 1, 2. These are the technique for coding the variable we have to use in SPSS. Other things are what? Other things are the menus and the toolbars. So we have these screens we have, two views, variable view, data view. In the variable view, we have a metadata. In data view, we have a spreadsheet like data, and we have a toolbar here, we have a menu bar here, and we have multiple screens. What multiple screens we have? Other screens are known as output screen. Output screen is not showing here. You can have the output screen by applying some models or by some commands. If you apply some commands from the menu options, so you can have one more screen that is known as output screen. I will show it with the big data file. I am just described a new data file, how new data file is created up to now. Then in the next, I am describing how a data file which is already available to us can be opened and analyzed using this software.
सर ये जो IBM SPSS
file. Different file formats are what? CSV, one file format, SAV, and SPV. These are the three different file extensions. CSV is comma separated. If your data is stored in a comma separated file, it is CSV, text format. This is called pure text. Sometimes the data files are created using CSV because it is more handy and more useful and more plain. It is plain text. SAV is the SPSS binary file. It is SPSS data file. SPSS data file. So you have to download the SPSS data file and then analyze the data using the software. SE, this is output file. All the outputs will be generated here. Up to now, there is no output file. Output file will be created automatically by the SPSS upon receiving any command. Up to now, I have not given any command. I am just explaining the things. Now, file in the recent files, I am using one file here. The file name is survey5ed. This is survey of some employees in a company. Can you see these screens on which we have multiple variables?
सर अभी तो विजिबल नहीं है.
Can you see these screens?
Sir, we can see SPSS वाली screen जिस पे आपने CSV वगैरह लिखा है.
ओरिजिनल स्क्रीन नजर आ रही है सर.
Okay. Now we have multiple variables here. How many variables we have in this data file? In this data file, I have 134 variables.
Sir, the screen is froze. We can't really see anything except for what you were teaching previously.
Okay, we have 130. Can you see 134 variable into my screen?
नो
No,
सर.
sir. No.
No?
Sir.
No, sir. Screen is froze.
Okay. Now is this?
जी सर अब हो गई.
So these are the 134 variables. These variables are defined. Some variables I am going to define here is ID variable, like as your ERP number. This is the gender, sex, age of the participants, marital status, married, single. So you can see the values here. I can click here to complete coding scheme of the marital status: single, study relationship, living with partner, married first time, remarried, separated. These are the other options. So 8 different options we have, which are coded as 1 to 8. So you can see, and still you can press that value label button to see the numbers, but value label button is available in the data view. You can see all these things are in strings now. Once I click this, all becomes code. The codes are very important. Sometimes the code are ordinal, sometimes the code are nominal. As I told you, in the marital status, in the marital status, the code are nominal. In the sex, the code are nominal. In the ID, the codes are nominal. The reason is we have not to compare the gender by 2 or 3 or some other number if we have. We have not to compare them. Achha, now I am moving to the other variable, education level. Education level, we have multiple option here. Primary education, it is ordinal because primary education and level wise it is increasing. And the highest is postgraduate completed is a level number 6. So 1 to 6 is the ordinal, 6 means the highest degree, the 1 means the smallest option we have. Now I am switching to the some variables again are here, which in which I am interested to describe. These are this variable top tim. देखने में नाम शायद अजीब सा लगे आपको, लेकिन ये कुछ भी नहीं है, ऑप्टिम से निकला है, OPTIM, ऑप्टिमिज्म से निकला है. टॉप टिम, optimism, total optimism. Total optimism is a coded variable and this is coded on a Likert scale. ठीक है, आई थिंक शायद 1 से 40 पे या 1 से 50 पे इसको कोड किया गया है. 40 means the highest optimism and the 1 means the lowest value of optimism. Similarly, other variables are here: TMAST, total positive effect, total negative effect, life satisfaction, how the person is satisfied with his life. The bigger number is indicating the highly satisfied and the smaller number is in stress. The bigger number means the highest stress, the smaller number means the lowest stress. And self-esteem, control of internal state, and several variables here are. There is no need to learn each and every variable, but the concept you must have about your data, because what do you want to solve and what are your research problems to answer. So if you have some research problem to answer, those variables which are relevant to that research problem must be understood by you. Otherwise, you cannot answer and analyze that variable. If anyone have any question right now, you can ask. ANOVA stands for Analysis of Variance. Analysis of variance is a technique wherever we have to compare the mean of more than 2 groups. Whenever we have to compare the means of more than 2 groups, then technique of ANOVA is used. If we have to compare the mean of 2 groups, t-test or z-test will be used. This is f-test. In the last lecture, in detail I explained you parametric procedures. So this is the parametric procedure T or Z that can be used here in this situation. And whenever we are using ANOVA, F statistics will be used. And if we are using one mean, so still we have T or Z statistics. So very important thing it is. If we want to compare the two means, the parametric procedure Z or T will be used. Either Z or T, it will be explained later on which will be suitable. If we have to compare the multiple means, ANOVA will be used. This is F statistics. If we have to compare the one mean with some number, we want to compare it with some number, then still Z or T test will be used. So that is basically the introduction of the different situation, and the procedure to be used in these situations are described here. Data models and statistical models. Statistical models. In data models, we have to reshape the data. We have to clean the data. We have to join some variable. We can split some variable. We can merge 2 or 3 variable. These types of model are known as data models. We have to filter the data by some conditions. That is also the part of data models. So data models are enclosed in the software, in the data and transform option. These two options are very important, and generally these two options are used for data modeling, and analyze option is used for statistical models. All the models that I want to use in business statistics are enclosed here in statistical model analyze option. In analyze option, the fourth option you can see. Fourth option is very important, and you can have a perception of the fourth option, mean. One mean t-test, comparing one mean with one number. Independent sample t-test, comparing two means. Paired sample t-test, comparing two means. One way ANOVA, comparing multiple means. So I was explaining just a moment before how to compare one mean, two mean and multiple means. So these options in the software are here. If we want to analyze regression model, the GLM is here. GLM is a generalized linear model. This is the model that before the namaz break I explained. Beta naught plus beta 1x plus beta 1x2 and so on. This model is known as generalized linear model. This is a regression model that can also be used from this option. Regression, linear model or curve, binary logistic or probit model. These are the different options in the regression. So you can use any of the option if you apply. Neural networks model are here. Non-parametric procedure, I told you in the last lecture what are the non-parametric procedure. Some non-parametric procedures are here. Time series models can also be available here with the forecasting.
Non-parametric.
Non-parametric, last time I gave you the option of sign test, rank test, Friedman test. One slide was explained last time in which parametric and non-parametric procedures were described. So you can read these two slides from the last lecture.
But sir, I think you can ask the remaining. I can't exactly.
Acha, in the analyze, we have quality control, complex samples, and different options we have here. I'm just starting by very simple option. That simple option is descriptive. Go to analyze, and option number 2, descriptive statistics, and further sub option explore. Explore is generally used for quantitative variable. If we want to explore quantitative variable alone, so we have to use explore. I'm just clicking on the explore option. So you can see the dialog box in the explore option. I want to choose variable age because it is the quantitative variable for which I want to calculate the descriptive measures. To pick this variable from the left box and shift it to the dependent list. Dependent list means dependent variable. Factor list means independent variable. If you want to analyze a single variable alone, so it is enough. Just move variable from the left dialog box to the dependent list. Dependent variable is important, and generally the dependent variable is quantitative. In the statistics segment, you have descriptives. Descriptive means what? The mean, the variance, the median, and some other descriptive like skewness, kurtosis. These descriptives will be shown. Just click continue. And plot segment, you have stem and leaf and histogram. If you want to construct the both graph, stem and leaf and histogram, so check the both. Normal probability plot is one of the important options. Normal probability plot. I am just unchecking this right now, but later on I will check it because it is one of the very important options. Now continue. And okay, this window, as I was saying, is a S.SPV output window. This is the output window because all outputs will be here.
Sir, output window isn't visible.
Output window is .SPV window. If I save this window, then it will be saved by .SPV extension. G, what you are saying?
Sir, we can't see the output window.
I'm sorry, I just forget to .SPV. SPV. Now, we have to describe in this output window what outputs we have. We have 2 tables and we have 3 graphs. Now, one more thing we have, that is code. I am just explaining this output. This is code. This code in SPSS is known as syntax. As I told you, when I click over a command in menu, SPSS will automatically generate code behind them. This is automatically generated by the SPSS. It's called syntax. And this is the option of case processing. Total 439 cases. Out of these 439 cases, 100% cases are valid cases. Means missing numbers are not there. Ages of all participants are available in the data file. No missing numbers we have. If we have some missing numbers, we have to address this issue. Means we have to address the missing number. We have to estimate the missing numbers by some technique. This is called imputation. So imputation is what? Imputation is a technique by which we can estimate missing number. Imputation. Imputation is a technique by which we can estimate the missing entries. But we do not have any missing entry in this data file. So that is not an issue in this data we have. Now we have to describe the second table. That table is a descriptive table. But it is not purely descriptive table, except only one row, that is row number 2. All entries in this table are from the descriptive statistics. But overall heading by SPSS, it is descriptive. Now I am describing this option by now you can see it clearly. Age. Age means this is the mean age. Mean age is 37.44. Is this a sample mean or a population mean? Gee, can anyone? Sorry?
Sample mean?
Is a sample mean because
Sample.
the data in SPSS we have, in SPSS treat this data as a sample. So it is a statistic, not parameter. Again, in the second row, we have 2 values, 36, 38. Again, this is mean, but this is the confidence interval of mean. Is this descriptive or inferential? This is inferential. The first time we are describing it as mean of population lies between 36.2 up to 38.6. 38.6. Right. This is called confidence interval. It is interval estimation. It is not descriptive, it is inferential. This is called interval estimation. Here we are saying that the mean of all ages in my population is lies from 36 year to 38.6 years. This is inferential. Then we have a 5% trim mean, 36.37. It is again a sample mean, but this time sample mean is computed by eliminating the outliers. Outliers are what? Outlier 2.5% observations from the top and 2.5% observations from the bottom are eliminated before computing this mean.
डैडी मम्मी को जाके बता दो, डैडी को बता दो तुम, चाचा की कॉल बस बोल देना नवीन क्लास के लिए गई है.
ये 2.5% केसेस निकालता है या वैल्यूज निकालता है?
फिर से बोलिए
सर हाईएस्ट और लोएस्ट 2.5% ये
हाँ हाईएस्ट और लोएस्ट ये सॉर्ट करने के बाद
केसेस निकालता है. ये केसेस निकालता है कि हाईएस्ट 2.5% केसेस और
439 केसेस थे तो आउट ऑफ 439 5% कम कर देगा, लेकिन एजेस को पहले सॉर्ट करेगा असेंडिंग में और फिर टॉप से 2.5% केसेस और बॉटम से 2.5% केसेस एलिमिनेट करने के बाद रिमेनिंग डेटा का मीन निकाल लेगा. दिस मीन इज नोन एज अ ट्रिम मीन. देन मीडियन इज कंप्यूटेड द मोस्ट मिडिल नंबर and variance is a population variance or a sample variance? Sample variance, because it was the sample mean. So this is the sample variance. This is sample standard deviation. This is computed. This is represented S and computed by n minus 1. Minimum age is 18 year, maximum age 82 year, range of age 82 minus 18, this is 64, IQR interquartile range. IQR is what? IQR is interquartile range, is Q3 minus Q1. Third quartile minus the first quartile. If we subtract these two quartiles, then that range is 21. Now the two numbers are very important. One is skewness, other is kurtosis. If these two numbers are 0, 0, then this is perfect normal. So in a perfect normal distribution, the skewness should be 0 and the kurtosis will be 0. 0 means the bell-shaped, or kurtosis 0 means the moderate height. So we have the three sort of heights: very peaked, too high, too low, and moderate height. So kurtosis 0 is this, moderate height. If we have a very big number here in positive side, it is called lepto. So lepto is what? Lepto is, we have a positive big number here. If we have a negative big number here, it is called platy. Platy is this third one. And the ideal is meso, normal distribution having mesokurtic. Meso, lepto, and platy. These are the three names. You should remember these three names, and you should be able to overview and comment and remarks by looking at these numbers. That is one assessment question in maybe in your exam. So you have to be given an output and you have to describe the output in details. theoretically or numerically or conceptually. So that may be a problem in your. I'm stopping my talk here. This is basically positive skewed. As we can see, the data is of ages. Data of ages is extremely positively skewed. The mean is also shown here in the output. 37.4 is a sample mean, and it is sample standard deviation S, and the total number of cases 439 cases we have. This is called descriptive measure. And then after this we have stem and leaf. Stem and leaf is a graph which gives us a shape again. So you can also see a positive skewed here. So if I twist the graph anti-clockwise, then again we have a positive skewed shape here. So stem and leaf is also giving us a same perception as the histogram is giving. Next thing is this is. Can any one of you tell me the name of this graph? Anyone?
Box and range, I think.
Box.
Sir, box and plot.
Box and whisker plot. Box and whisker plot. And this is constructed vertically, but we have to rotate this graph clockwise, because this is 20, this becomes x-axis. This is 20, this is 80. So left, on the left we have 20, and on the right we have it. So you have to, so your graph will be like this. You have a bigger whisker. This is called right whisker. This line is called right whisker. This line is known as left whisker. This point is known as quartile 1. This point is known as quartile 3. So the width of the box is IQR. वो जब भी आप पढ़ रहे थे interquartile range. Interquartile range is nothing. It is the width of this box. And these numbers are outlier. That there is one outlier, that is case number 150. With respect to age, this number is a outlier. Otherwise, we do not have other outliers right now. We can say that this is a graph which is indicating if the right whisker is longer than the left whisker, we can call it as a right skewed distribution or positive skewed distribution. The box and whisker plot gives us an option to analyze the shape of the distribution. Positive skewed distribution. Positive skewed distribution is this. If your box is like this, left and right whiskers both are equal in length, we call it as a symmetrical distribution and a bell-shaped distribution. If we have a reverse phenomenon, the right whisker is smaller and we have a bigger left whisker, it is negative skewed distribution. The box plot is also gives us a perception of right skewed, left skewed, or symmetric. Okay. This file, click the download button. By default, this file was open in Excel. because CSV file by default open in Microsoft Excel. So I'm just closing this file and open the file into the SPSS. File, open, data. First you have to download the correct format, that is CSV format. So that CSV format is there, .csv text, and then select the file. The file is stored in the download folder. This is usedcar.csv. This is Obama staff salaries data CSV, and other staff salaries data we have here. The 3 CSV files you can see in my download folder, and I am using the used car CSV. Just click open. You can see the 2 options here. Does your text file match a predefined format? Yes or no? Predefined format, we do not have any predefined format. So that is why I am choosing no and click next. One more thing you can observe here, and that thing is in line number 1, which is case number 1, year, model, price, mileage, color, transmission. This is row number 1, which is a basically column header. So we have to eliminate the column header from the rows. That is important. So in the next step, I will show it. How I will eliminate the column header from the actual rows. Now click next.
Sir, please pace down a bit.
Down again, download again.
नहीं सर थोड़ा सा slow चले सर.
Slow चलो, okay. I'm just in my file, the title of the column is included in row number 1. So I have to eliminate row number 1 from these cases to the top header in the next screen. Delimited, here are the 2 options. One option is delimited, other is fixed with. My data is, you can see the data below. 2011 SEL 219274. More or less, it is organized, but it is not of the fixed length. All fields are not equal in length. So delimited means what? Comma delimited. My data is splitted by commas. So the comma delimiter I have to specify. Are variable names included in the top of your file? So yes, variable name is on the top of the file. You have to click the first option. So as I click on the first option, you can see that row number 1 is eliminated. Just click yes. You can see the row number 1 is eliminated, and row number 1 becomes the title of the column. Click next. Each line represent a case. Yes, each line represent. Now my cases are started from 2 because in row number 1 I have the header. That is why my cases are started by 2. A specific number of variable represent a case? No. Each line represent a case. Case means a record, a line, entity, a customer. Achha, how many cases you want to import? All cases by default. First 1000 cases or number you can specify. Suppose I want to draw first 100 cases. So row number 1 to row number 100 will be taken. A random cases, that is one good option to select a random sample from my data file. So any one of these 3 options you can select. I am choosing the first one because I want to take all cases from my CSV file. Click next. Now you can see the preview of the data. The data is well organized into columns because comma separated. If I eliminate this comma, you can see all the columns becomes one column. All the data will be combined into one column. So I have to click the columns because my data is splitted by commas. What is the text qualifier? Nothing. You can click on next and you can change the name of the variable here. First variable is selected with the yellow color. You can change the name of the variable. You can change the type of the variable, either string, date, dollar, time, whatever it is. The second variable model is string, date, time, dollar, whatever. So you have to click on the specific column. That particular column will be shown here. You can change the name of the column. You can change the type of the column. You can change the size of the column. This option is still there. Click next. I'm not changing any column because these columns are predefined and well organized. G. Now click next. Do you want to save the format? If you want to save the format, you can, but I am just clicking finish option. Now you can see where is it? The data is not open appropriate. Topic right now, the topic we can have a CSV file, we can have a SAV file. If we have a SAV file can only be opened into the SPSS, while CSV file can be opened either in Excel or in any text editor. Now you have to describe the variable names and the variable.
Sir, I have a question.
जी पूछे.
Sir, if we want to import from Excel, so Excel has to be specifically saved in CSV file, or it can be imported directly from XLS also?
नहीं, Excel का तो देखें binary format होता है. Whatever the data is stored in Excel is a binary format. लेकिन आप Excel में भी CSV कर सकते हैं. जब आप Excel में करते हैं save as CSV, तो वो ऑप्शन वहाँ अवेलेबल होता है. आप ये कर सकते हैं Excel में save as में जाएं और save as में जाके नहीं export में जाके सॉरी एक्सपोर्ट में जाके वहाँ से CSV या PDF कुछ बनाना चाहें बना लें. तो वो ऑप्शन एक्सेल में मौजूद है कि आप एक एक्सेल फाइल को CSV बना सकते हैं. लेकिन आप एक्सेल फाइल में अगर है तो डेटा यहाँ डायरेक्ट भी ला सकते हैं. फिर ज़रूरत नहीं है कि आप जो है वो CSV बनाएं और फिर उसके बाद इसको लेकर आएं.
सर SPSS में सिंपल एक्सेल की फाइल इंपोर्ट हो सकती है ना, कोई स्पेसिफिक फॉर्मेट होना तो लाजिम नहीं?
बिल्कुल हो सकती है. कॉपी पेस्ट से भी हो सकती है, इंपोर्ट से भी हो सकती है. वो आप जैसी फाइल ओपन में जाएंगे और फाइल ओपन में जाने के बाद डेटा में जाएंगे तो ये ऑप्शन आ रहे हैं ना, देखें यहाँ से ये आ रहा है एक्सेल ऑप्शन, ये रहा .xls नजर आ रहा है आपको. ये स्क्रीन चेंज करूँ मैं?
यस सर.
हाँ
yes,
ये
सर आ रहा है.
तो देखें आप ये तो बाय डिफॉल्ट फॉर्मेट है. कहाँ गया वो? ये SAV तो ये बाय डिफॉल्ट SPSS का फॉर्मेट है. लेकिन आप जैसे नीचे आएंगे तो और बहुत सारे फॉर्मेट हैं. मैं सारे फॉर्मेट्स के बारे में तो नहीं जानता, लेकिन इसमें ये एक्सेल का फॉर्मेट नजर आ रहा है. लोटस पुराना वर्जन था एक्सेल का, और डीबीएस में, डेटाबेस में या SAS में अगर आपका डेटा है SAS में तो SAS से आप यहाँ ला सकते हैं. टेक्स्ट में है तो यहाँ स्टेटस है, ऑल फाइल्स. तो ये डिफरेंट ऑप्शन है. यू कैन इंपोर्ट द डेटा फ्रॉम द मल्टीपल ऑप्शन. जब डेटा एक दफा SPSS में आ जाएगा तो फिर आपको सारी कमांड्स और जो SPSS में है वो आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. अब मैं आपसे कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर करूंगा इस डेटा से रेलेवेंट. इस डेटा को पहले थोड़ा सा समझ लें, वेरिएबल्स को समझ लें आप इसमें. ठीक है, ये आप मुझे वेरिएबल देख देख के कोई बताएं इसमें से कि जी ये वेरिएबल व्यू मैंने अभी आपके सामने ओपन किया हुआ है ये, और इसमें मुझे ये बताएं कि ये वेरिएबल क्या क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं और इनमें मैं कौन से प्रोसीजर्स लगा सकता हूँ. जी कौन डिस्कस करेगा? आप में से रेज हैंड करें तो मैं आपको चांस दूंगा कि आप क्वेश्चन कर लें. जी सरमत.
जिस तरह हम सर अगर हम एक सिंपल एनालिसिस करें तो हम प्राइस का और एयर का एक एनालिसिस बना सकते हैं.
प्राइस का ईयर के साथ कर सकते हैं.
इनवर्स रिलेशन होगा.
लेकिन प्राइस और ईयर में एक मसला ये आ रहा है, मैं डेटा देखता हूँ, देखिए ईयर 2010 9 10 9। अच्छा, इसमें एक तो हम जैसे मीन कंपैरिजंस के प्रोसीजर्स कह रहे थे ना, इसमें ये मुश्किल हो गई है हमें कि ईयर बहुत सारे हैं तो मीन कंपैरिजन तो ईयर से नहीं हो सकता, तो आप कोई और क्वालिटेटिव वेरिएबल ले लें तो उससे मीन कंपैरिजन में जा सकते हैं। प्राइस का कंपैरिजन विद मॉडल जा सकते हैं, प्राइस का कंपैरिजन विद कलर जा सकते हैं, प्राइस का
माइलेज
कंपैरिजन हम ट्रांसमिशन से जा
और
सकते
AM में
माइलेज और ईयर हो सकता है।
हैं, माइलेज और ईयर।
सर ये मॉडल और एक्सपीरियंस क्या है?
देखिए इसमें 2-3 ऑप्शंस हैं। अभी आप में से पहले कुछ लोग और बताना चाहते हैं तो वो डिस्कस कर लें, क्योंकि ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आपकी परसेप्शन कितनी बिल्ट हुई है इस पे।
सर मॉडल भी होना चाहिए, ईयर, मॉडल, प्राइस।
हाँ,
so we can also go for mileage and price relation.
देखें अच्छा इस क्लास में टीए मौजूद है अभी मौजूद? हाँ, जो मैंने आज टीए अनाउंस किया था एक सुबह, एक ईमेल की थी आप लोगों को, तो इस क्लास में मौजूद है टीए या नहीं है? अगर है तो जस्ट रेज हैंड। नहीं है शायद, चले कोई बात नहीं है। देखिए इसमें हमारे पास, हम स्टार्ट करते हैं यहाँ से, सबसे पहले और इनिशियल तो हम मीन से स्टार्ट करते हैं। हम मीन को कंपेयर कर सकते हैं प्राइस को। अगर हम ये कहते हैं प्राइस विद माइलेज, नहीं प्राइस विद कलर, कलर के ऑप्शन देख लें हम कि कलर के ऑप्शंस हैं कितने। पहले हम डेटा में जाएं और कलर के ऑप्शंस देखें वहाँ से, क्योंकि हम जब डेटा में जाके कलर के ऑप्शंस देख लेंगे तो फिर हमें पता चलेगा कि हम क्या क्या कर सकते हैं। ट्रांसमिशन में है ऑटोमेटिक मैनुअल, ऑटोमेटिक मैनुअल, ऑटोमेटिक मैनुअल, दो ही तरह के ट्रांसमिशन है। कलर में है हमारे पास येलो, ग्रे, सिल्वर, वाइट। अच्छा इसका तरीक़ाकार ये है कि मैं अगर ऑल पॉसिबिलिटीज़ चेक करना चाहूँ कि मेरे पास टोटल कलर्स कितने हैं, तो मैं ये डिस्क्रिप्टिव्स वाला जो ऑप्शन बताया था ना वहाँ जाके, क्योंकि अब मैं ये मैनुअली देखूँ कि भाई कितने कलर हैं, कोई भूल जाऊँ कोई रह जाए तो मैं देखे कैसे करूँगा आपके सामने। मैं जाऊँ यहाँ से एनालाइज, मैं ये पहले रिकॉर्डिंग कर देता हूँ ऑन, उसके बाद फिर करूँगा। तो द चांस कीजिए और प्रोसीजर्स को एक्सप्लोर करें। मैं डेटा फाइल आपको शो करता हूँ। Now you can see the variable list and you can define the more model options by the combination of other variables. जी, anyone in the class?
सर हम इसमें रिग्रेशन मॉडल भी लगा सकते हैं, right?
Regression, that was I was asking. ठीक है, हम इसमें रिग्रेशन भी लगा सकते हैं। आप सजेस्ट करें रिग्रेशन कैसे होगा?
तो सर हम ये कर सकते हैं कि रिग्रेशन में जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल होता है y इक्वल्स बीटा नॉट प्लस बीटा 1 बीटा 2, राइट? सो y जो होगा वो आपका प्राइस हो जाएगा,
बिल्कुल सही।
और जो x1 x2 x3 होंगे वो आपके ये माइलेज, कलर, ये वाले वेरिएबल्स हो जाएंगे, एंड देन वी कैन फाइंड द कोएफिशिएंट्स,
वेरी गुड,
द बीटास एंड द पैरामीटर्स।
वेरी गुड। देखें, योर वेरिएबल रिस्पांस वेरिएबल इज y, which is price, purely quantitative. Price is equal to the beta naught is a prediction model. Regression is a prediction model, while the previous model ANOVA और वो जो थे आपके वो comparison of mean के models थे। तो ये अलग अलग मॉडल्स हैं, depending on the situation we choose the model. Important model I used here. अब इसके अलावा भी सोचिए अब आप। जी
सर आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन कि अगर हम कलर को भी, जिस तरह आपने कोडिंग करी हुई है,
हाँ,
तो हम कलर को भी इस मॉडल में डाल तो सकते हैं?
कलर को मॉडल में डाल दें तो क्या होगा? देखिए कलर जो है ना इसमें, उसको हम मॉडल में यूं नहीं रख सकते कि वो कलर क्वांटिटेटिव सेंस नहीं दे रहा। हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि विच कलर इज द पॉपुलर कलर, और हमने वो कलर को बड़ा नंबर उसकी पॉपुलैरिटी के लिहाज से नहीं दिया हुआ। अगर हमारे पास जो कलर है ना वो उसकी नंबरिंग उसकी पॉपुलैरिटी के लिहाज से हमने की हुई हो तो फिर उसका सेंस बनता है क्वांटिटेटिव, कि भाई ये पॉपुलर कलर है, ये कम पॉपुलर कलर है। जो पॉपुलर कलर है वहाँ प्राइस में हमें बेनिफिट मिल जाता है, और जो अनपॉपुलर कलर है वहाँ पे गाड़ी कम कीमत में बिक जाती है, तो वो क्वांटिटेटिव सेंस आ जाता है उसमें। लेकिन इस वक्त अगर कलर प्योरली क्वालिटेटिव है जो सिर्फ नंबर्स को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है उनके, तो फिर वो इतना मीनिंगफुल नहीं बनेगा, इसलिए उसको हम अवॉइड करते हैं ऐसे वेरिएबल्स को। ठीक है, पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया आपको?
यस सर।
तो इसीलिए मैं
सर आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन।
हाँ पूछे।
सर ईयर को ले सकते हैं यहाँ पर, मतलब कि ज्यादा, मतलब जो बहुत पुरानी गाड़ी होगी उसके प्राइस का इफेक्ट, और जो मतलब रिसेंटली
हाँ
बाय
ले
हुई भी
सकते
होगी।
हैं, लेकिन ईयर से होगा पता है क्या, आप ईयर के बजाय एज ले लें, इससे बेहतर है। एक नया वेरिएबल बना लें इसमें एज, और एज का वेरिएबल तो आप कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं इजीली। ठीक है ना? एज कैसे कैलकुलेट होगी भाई, आज की डेट तो सिस्टम के पास मौजूद ही होगी, और ये वाला ईयर भी मौजूद है। इस ईयर में से हाँ आज की डेट में से ये ईयर माइनस कर दें, तो इससे क्या होगा, इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेज या इन टर्म्स ऑफ लेंथ उस कार की एज आ जाएगी। तो फिर वो प्योर क्वांटिटी से सेंस बन जाएगा, और उसका जो रिलेशन बनेगा ना वो ऑपोजिट बनेगा। कैसे ऑपोजिट बनेगा? वो ऐसे ऑपोजिट बनेगा कि जो ओल्ड एज की कार्स होंगी वो कम प्राइस पे करेंगी हमें, और जो न्यू एज यानी कम एज की कार्स होंगी वो हमें ज्यादा प्राइस। तो इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप फॉर्म होगा वो, जिसको हम नेगेटिव कोरिलेशन कहते हैं। तो इसमें x1 y के साथ नेगेटिव कोरिलेशन बनाएगा, क्योंकि अगर माइलेज ज्यादा चली हुई है गाड़ी की, अच्छा नहीं, लेकिन ये माइलेज उस सेंस में है कि ये ज्यादा माइलेज देती है। एक गाड़ी ज्यादा माइलेज देती है तो उसकी प्राइस भी ज्यादा होगी। जैसे आजकल वो आ रही है आपकी बैटरी कार आ रही है ना, इलेक्ट्रिकल कार्स, तो वो इलेक्ट्रिकल कार्स जो है वो हमें ज्यादा माइलेज देती हैं और उसकी प्राइस भी ज्यादा है, तो जाहिर है। इसी तरह कंडीशन, अगर गुड कंडीशन है तो गुड प्राइस है, तो पॉजिटिव रिलेशनशिप नजर आ रहा है। तो इस तरह प्राइस एज के साथ जो रिलेशन बनेगा वो नेगेटिव रिलेशन बनेगा, क्योंकि अगर एज ज्यादा है तो प्राइस कम मिलेगी आपको गाड़ी की, और अगर एज कम है गाड़ी की तो आपको ज्यादा प्राइस मिल जाएगी आपको। ठीक है, ये पॉइंट क्लियर हो रहा है? तो हमें ये एनालाइज करना होता है। देखिए, जब हम रिग्रेशन मॉडल या मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल बना रहे होते हैं तो हमें ये एनालाइज करना होता है कि कौन से वेरिएबल रिस्पॉन्स वेरिएबल के साथ पॉजिटिव कोरिलेशन बना रहे हैं, कौन से वेरिएबल रिस्पॉन्स वेरिएबल के साथ नेगेटिव कोरिलेशन बना रहे हैं, और उनके कोरिलेशन स्ट्रक्चर को एनालाइज करते हैं, उनके स्केटर प्लॉट्स को एनालाइज करते हैं, और उसमें से फिर सिग्निफिकेंट वेरिएबल निकाल के और उन सिग्निफिकेंट वेरिएबल से मॉडल को लर्न करते हैं, मॉडल बना लेते हैं। तो आज मैंने आपको दो डेटा फाइलें दिखाई। एक डेटा फाइल SAV एक्सटेंशन की थी और उसमें डायरेक्टली हमारे पास बहुत सारा डेटा था, 400 समथिंग केसेस का। दूसरी डेटा फाइल में ये कार्स का डेटा था, हमारे पास CSV फॉर्मेट में थी। और इसमें और उस फाइल में मैंने आज की क्लास में आपको जो लर्निंग दी वो ये दी कि हमें स्टैटिस्टिकल पर्सपेक्टिव में जो मॉडल्स बनाने हैं वो किस टाइप के मॉडल्स हैं, और हम उन मॉडल्स पे क्या उनके हाइपोथेसिस हो सकते हैं, और उन मॉडल्स को हम कैसे बिल्ड कर सकते हैं। हाइपोथेसिस ट्रू हो जाएगी तो उसके क्या मीनिंग होंगे, हाइपोथेसिस रिजेक्ट हो जाएगी तो उसके क्या मीनिंग होंगे। अच्छा, अब और इस आपके जहन में कोई और मॉडल आ रहा है इसमें जिस पे हम इसको एनालाइज कर लें इन वेरिएबल्स पे? मैं दूसरा वाला भी दिखा देता हूँ आपको जो अभी इससे पहले हमने किया है, वो अगर वो लिखी हुई है स्लाइड तो कहाँ गई वो? नहीं है, वो शो नहीं हो रहा वो डेटा, यही शो हो रहा है अभी। जी, आपके जहन में आ रहा है कोई और मॉडल जो इन वेरिएबल्स के थ्रू हम लर्न कर सकते हैं?
सर इसमें आई थिंक ट्रांसमिशन का भी हम एक एडिशनल डाल सकते हैं। ट्रांसमिशन से भी प्राइस पे फर्क तो पड़ता है।
ट्रांसमिशन से प्राइस से फर्क पड़ता है, बिल्कुल सही। अगर हम ये कर सकते हैं कि ट्रांसमिशन में जो ऑटोमेटिक है उसको बिगर नंबर दे दें और
यस सर।
स्मॉलर नंबर दे दें तो क्वांटिटी डिस्टेंस आ जाएगा। तो ट्रांसमिशन में जो बिगर नंबर शो करेगा वो एक गुड क्वालिटी को शो करेगा और ट्रांसमिशन में जो स्मॉलर नंबर शो करेगा वो एक पोर क्वालिटी को शो करेगा। और चूँकि ऑटोमेटिक कार्स की प्राइस ज़्यादा होती है और मैनुअल कार्स की प्राइस कम होती है तो वो उससे सेंस बन जाएगा, उसका हम डाल सकते हैं इसको। तो वेरिएबल को सोच के बस समटाइम हम डाटा मॉडल्स लगा के वेरिएबल को ट्रांसफॉर्म भी कर लेते हैं, ठीक है ना। डेटा के अंदर हम मॉडल्स लगा के, डेटा मॉडल्स लगा के, ये तो स्टैटिस्टिकल मॉडल्स हैं जिनमें हम बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन डेटा मॉडल्स मैंने बताया था कि हम डेटा के ऊपर भी काम कर सकते हैं। उससे क्या होता है, उससे फिर ये होता है कि हम बहुत सारे मॉडल्स को, वेरिएबल्स को, डेटा इंजीनियरिंग कहलाता है ये, ठीक है ना। डेटा इंजीनियरिंग करते हैं, डेटा इंजीनियरिंग के थ्रू हम मॉडल, नए वेरिएबल्स भी क्रिएट कर लेते हैं और पुराने वेरिएबल्स को अपडेट भी कर लेते हैं, उसके थ्रू फिर हम मॉडल बना लेते हैं ये। अच्छा, अब मैं ये शो करूंगा आपको कि भाई ये डेटा और ये फाइलें ये सब कहाँ मौजूद है। और दूसरी चीज़ मैं ये भी बताऊंगा आपको कि अगली नेक्स्ट क्लास में आप कोई डेटा फाइल जिसमें आपका इंटरेस्ट हो ना, वो आप अपने पास जहन में सोच कर रखिए, ताकि हम आप आगे इस कोर्स में किस तरह से वर्किंग करेंगे आपके जहन में पहले से परसेप्शन हो कि भाई मैं ये डेटा पे काम करूंगा और ये डेटा मुझे हेल्प करेगा थ्रू आउट द कोर्स। फिर आपसे जब मैं कोई क्वेश्चन करूंगा तो आप अपने डेटा के पर्सपेक्टिव में ही उस क्वेश्चन को आंसर्स करेंगे, वो ज़्यादा रेलेवेंट होगा और आप ज़्यादा बेटर वे में अंडरस्टैंड कर पाएंगे कोर्स को। तो मैं पहले ये स्पेसेस वगैरह दिखा दूं आपको वेबसाइट पे कहाँ मौजूद है, या पता नहीं मैंने बता दिया था अभी आपको, तो ये डाउनलोड कर लीजिएगा नेक्स्ट टाइम। दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि मैं कुछ केगल्स की साइट भी दिखाता हूँ आपको और कुछ SPSS की केस स्टडीज़ हैं उसको भी आपको ओरिएंटेशन उसकी कर देता हूँ, ठीक है। पहले मैं केस स्टडीज़ की ओरिएंटेशन कर रहा हूँ, इसके लिए मैं रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन कर दूंगा ताकि आप जब लेक्चर की रिकॉर्डिंग देखें तो ये ओरिएंटेशन आपको वहाँ से नज़र आ जाएगी, ठीक है। पहले मैं ये कर रहा हूँ अभी। Now in the option of Windows help, in the option of help you have case studies. The third option is case studies. Click on that. Can you see the new screen that I changed?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
The
sir.
case studies are shown here. It takes time because it will be open in your browser with the internet connection. You have to click the first option. This is base, statistics base. Multiple options we have here. Suppose regression option, neural network, and complex sample option, categories option. I'm just clicking the base statistics because it has more or less all the procedures needed in this course. Base statistics. On the right side, you can see summary frequencies. I demonstrated the frequencies to you right now by generating the color table, by generating the transmission table, and so this is the same option. How to summary by frequencies, how to summary by descriptive, explore. These are the three options. So 3 case studies are here. And then mean procedures, t-test. T-test are here. T-test for comparing one mean to mean. Then analysis of variance one way, ANOVA. This is ANOVA. If you want to learn a case study of ANOVA, you can click here. So these are the advanced option. I'm not asking you to learn all of these material from here, but you can start by simplest one. Here we have correlation, the regression, ROC curve, control charts, measure of reliability, non-parametric here, k-means clustering, two-step clustering, factor analysis. These are the different models. On each model, there is a case study. I'm just clicking the first option, which is statistics using frequencies. Now we have slides. 3 pens we have. On the left pen, we have all of the options. You can minimize any of the pen by this way. We have on the middle pen, we can have description of this case study. Summaries of individual variable provide an important first look of your data. And as an example, I told you summary by color wise of car, summary by transmission wise, summary by model wise. To determine the typical value of the variable, frequencies procedure is useful of obtaining the summaries for nominal ordinal scale. It means this option can be used for any type of variable. Now, second slide can be clicked. This arrow, you have the second slide. Acha, in this demonstration, a data file is used. That data file is found in sample files. So you can see the sample files. These sample files will be installed on your computer with the installation of SPSS. So just go to the SPSS folder and you can click on the sample file, that sample file. In this case study, the contact.sav is used. This is the file. This file is stored in the sample file folder, and this file will automatically be used in this case study. Acha. You have categorized now. You manage a team that sells computer hardware to software development companies. This is the scenario for which this data file is defined. And before going to start the analysis, you must have to read the scenario because this is your research question. You have categorized these contacts by department of the companies in which they work. These are the different departments: development department, computer services, finance, other, don't know. These are the different departments. And this information is contained in this file, and we have to move next. Now, this is analyze descriptive frequencies. As I told you, you have to click on analyze descriptive and frequencies. Then next, click the variable department and click next. Pie chart, continue, okay. These options are used. Now this is the code, syntax that SPSS directly generate. Now I will show the output. This is the output. Pie chart is a good visual tool for, that is the way you can analyze the one simple case study. Now by color, now green color is representing the computer services, is a major segment. Second major segment is blue, that is development. The smallest segment is purple, which is other, or missing is yellow. It means it's not defined. Now, this is table. Frequency table, frequency of each element. It is defined here. So on. Then again and again and again and again. You have to move using frequencies, that's all. Now another case study will be there and you have to. So that is the option, is a very comprehensive option in built-in SPSS. You can, if you have the time, just click by a simple option and learn the material, because this will build your quantitative skill in a very quick manner. If any one of you have question, you can ask.